Hi everyone, thank you for joining me, yes, for another story, The Day You Begin. And this story is going to be about fresh starts and how that's going to unravel, how everybody is going to treat her, our main character, how she's going to be observant about certain things. Now, this story is by Jacqueline Woodson. Illustrations today that you see in the front cover, I'm loving it. This is by Rafael Lopez. Now, our main character here is standing by a door with measurement. Maybe she's also at a point where she's growing a lot, and so she's also measuring her growth. Looks like she has a book in her hand. Either she loves to read books or it's going to be her first day of school, the day you begin. So we'll see, maybe it's both. I can't wait. Let's get started, guys. And here is the front cover again. I love it. Okay, so as I turn to our front inside cover, I see here cool colors that maybe represent, of course, a fresh start, a breath of fresh air, a fresh beginnings. And as I turn to the next page here, I see again our inside cover that reflects the front cover and a dedication here. This is her house. It looks like she's reading at her balcony, okay? And so as she's doing that, she's enjoying her time. Here is her front door, and this is how the story starts. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you. Okay, so she's starting to see and to notice that there are people that are not like her, but how though? Like physical features? How else can she compare herself to others? Maybe the way that she behaves. Let's see, it says here, maybe it will be your skin, your clothes, or the curl of your hair. Who knows? But looks to me like the people over here are different from each other too. And so it seems like it's a big deal that she's different in those certain ways. Maybe it could be that, maybe it could be this. Now this boy here is another character. There will be times when no one understands the way words curl from your mouth, the beautiful language of the country you left behind. My name is Rigoberto. We just moved here from Venezuela. I don't have the accent, but this is him saying that. And because they don't understand, the classroom will fill with laughter until the teacher quiets everyone. So it seems like a lot of pressure for him to speak, and he feels like maybe that's such a big deal that he doesn't sound like, like American or however that country is. He doesn't sound like he has the same accent as everyone else, and that's a big deal apparently. Well, it says here, Rigoberto from Venezuela. Your teacher says so soft and beautifully, the teacher says, that your name and homeland sound like flowers blooming the first bright notes of song. So it sounds like a beginning of a beautiful song, the way that she describes and says his name, where he's from. And so this is a great start, right? You see the flowers blossoming to reflect that this is great, that the teacher is acknowledging this, celebrating it. As we turn the page here, it's going back to our friend here, the girl. Now, there will be times when the words don't come at all, like she's so quiet. Your own voice, once huge, and now smaller when the teacher asks, what did you do last summer? I guess that's where she starts to be quiet. Well, tell the class your story, and I guess everybody one by one, everybody at the same time. Maybe people are sharing so many great stories that are so adventurous here of a story. And it says here, Chayla says, we went to France and these shells came from a beach in Maine. A boy named Jonathan holds out a jar filled with tiny shells so fragile. They look like they'll turn to dust in your own untraveled hands. My whole family went to India, Spain, South Carolina. Each souvenir, a small triumph of a journey. Their travels going on and on. So a lot of people are talking about how they went to different places. I guess she feels like she did not go to many places, but just like the boy, he came from a different place, and that's something where not a lot of people were celebrating, but here they're celebrating that they went to these places to visit and check out the culture. So we'll see how this goes. And as you stand in front of that room, you can only remember, so I guess everybody is doing it one by one and kind of standing in front of the room as they're doing it. And as you stand in front of that room, you can only remember how the heat waved as it lifted off the curb. And your day spent at home caring for your little sister who made you laugh out loud and hugged your heart at nap time, hugged you so much. You can only remember the books you kept on reading long after she had fallen to sleep. And in that room where no one else is quite like you, you'll look down at your own empty hands and wonder what good is this when other students were flying and sailing and going somewhere. Now her empty hands didn't have anything like in terms of souvenirs, but she can have that book or books that she was reading to share with her friends. But she wasn't looking at it that way. She felt like because that's what most people were doing, and she wasn't anywhere near doing something like that during the summer, that it's not going to be as good or helpful or beneficial. But really, I don't know if you should be looking at it that way, because it might have been as exciting. So as we turn the page here, there will be times, as it says, and as this girl feels like as well in the story, there will be times when the lunch your mother packed for you is too strange or too unfamiliar for others to love as you do. So maybe you love this, but just because other people don't love it, you start to not look at it in the same value. But let us not continue to keep thinking that way, and to just appreciate these blessings that we have, and that our mom loves us so much that she'll pack it for us because we love it. Okay, and again, I start to see a lot of like these measuring tools here. Like the table is a measuring table here. Maybe we're trying to measure certain things, measure our likeness to others. Okay, again, these people over here are totally different as well. So I don't understand why they're singling someone out in that capacity to make them feel a certain way, feeling down, when we should be unified, right, in a school community. Well, here's somebody that she can talk to and also be friends with. It says here, when even your own friend Naja will wrinkle her nose and say, what's in there anyway? And you'll wonder how she doesn't see the rice beneath the meat and kimchi. You'll wonder why she doesn't remember that rice is the most popular food in the world. So just because it's mixed with different things, that rice is not even popular anymore, even though it is popular. That is, wow, ironic. And so she's just looking at it, making a comment. Let's hope that she'll start to see it the way she does, okay? All right, here's this boy here under a tree, and he seems like he's just kind of looking out, maybe feeling lonely, and he has a book behind him as well. There will be times when the climbing bars are too high. Okay, so the run is too fast and far. The game isn't one you can ever really play, because it's something where you're fearful, where you're not experienced, where you definitely need more practice. Maybe you really don't feel it's fun, but you want to do it because everybody else is kind of doing it, at least the people around you, your friends. And it says here too, I don't want him on our team. You can watch, maybe you can have a turn later. So people, in addition to that, notice that this person doesn't want to play for whatever reason, and they are not inclusive, and that on top of that is hurtful, okay? Because he doesn't want to do it, and then on top of that, they don't give him a turn or a chance to be on their team, and he's feeling outcasted, and he doesn't like that, nor nobody wants to feel that way. So that's what they do. They purposely do that way to maintain their own team kind of situation, but that's not a good team. Okay, and it says there will be times when the world feels like a place that you're standing all the way outside of. Okay, so it just feels like you're totally far and different and distant from all these people because of certain things, because of societal things, because people said so. People was pushing him away too, and he doesn't like that he's totally far from these people. Again, these people though, who are they? What are they doing? What are they saying? How are they behaving? Is this nice, proper, respectful etiquette? Good etiquette. All right, so this looks like a playground at school. That's not nice. Let's hope that he finds a way to connect somehow. And it says here, and all that stands beside you is your own brave self, steady as steel and ready, even though you don't yet know what you're ready for. So you start to build up a characteristic of perseverance, not caring too much about what's going on, and to stay true to yourself and to focus on what is right, regardless of people agreeing with you or not. So you're really looking at the core of, is this a good thing, something I like, and something beneficial for me. Okay, so he's looking down on the water, reflecting on these things, reflecting on these kind of blossoming things that he wants to become. So I love that. He's really taking making use of his time wisely. And as we turn the page here, it says, there will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you. And until the day you begin to share your stories. My name is Angelina and I spent my whole summer with my little sister. You tell the class, your voice stronger than it was a minute ago. Reading books and telling stories, and even though we were right on our block, it was like we got to go everywhere. Here she is with her little sister, and that's capturing how much fun she had, because via books, she was able to go to different places with her sister, and it was limitless, and I love that, okay? And so it helps us remember that, society, all these things, they cannot restrict us. They cannot set boundaries. They cannot make us feel restricted, because we have imagination, we have determination, we have that motivation to grab what's in front of us that is more than what might seem like we have. And your name is like my sister's, Rigoberto says. Rigoberto is in her class, and he points out, hey, my sister's name is like your sister's name, okay? Actually, his sister's name is like her name, Angelina. Her name is Angelina too. And all at once in the room where no one else is quite like you, the world opens up itself a little wider to make some space for you. I get it. So those people that do matter will speak up, will want to draw close to you, will want to get to know you, and they will show that. And you are not alone, for that one person makes all the difference. I love it. And here they are swinging together, and they're talking, having so much fun because there's so many things in common. This is the day you begin to find the places inside your laughter and your lunches, your books, your travel, and your stories, where every new friend has something a little like you, and something else so fabulously not quite like you at all. So here they are, all right, celebrating the commonalities and the differences that make them and make them enjoy each other. Wow, so here they are, and then here's another friend too that appreciates what they are for, what they stand for. And here it is, lots more blooming happening here in our cool scene. I love it. There are going to be people out there that know what you're going through, that care about you, and that is having the same perspective as you, okay, more or less, but is here for the good and the long run, and who will really, really help you be built up, for we build up each other, strengthen each other, and go further than we would than if we were alone. So thank you so much for taking this time to read these stories that help us remember that we have all the power to know that we're not alone, that love loves us, and we can move forward, push forward, press on, whatever's in front of us to get to where we want to be, need to be, which is getting closer and closer to the best. So we'll get there together, and we're gonna keep trying these things and begin to just show people who we really are, because you know what, at the end of the day, let's not be fearful for really being who we are, because then it's going to hinder us from finding those people that will help strengthen us, where we are really going to be strengthened at the end of the day, even if it's not right away, that we'll find people that will support us and help us. Okay, we will continue to find that in Jesus, and we'll continue to find that in true friends, okay? So everybody's going to have that in their life, and not to lose hope, because there's always hope. As there is a light at the end of the tunnel, there's always going to be that hope. So we're going to be okay. We're going to be able to be encouraged and rest in beautiful promises that God is going to provide and be here for us. Thank you so much for spending this time with me to share these stories. Thank you so much. I enjoy these times with you. Take care out there. All right. See you next time. Bye.